So besides the economics and the regulatory issues that these people potentially face, the other thing is that a lot of these companies started in 2007, 2008, and they were very, very small, and they've their growth has been huge since then, right? You wouldn't expect them to grow a lot during the middle of the financial crisis.
Their
But
timing was perfect. It really
yeah,
was.
it was because there's a lot of people looking for loans with easy money and
Banks weren't lending.
exactly. But have they, a lot of banks, they've ridden out multiple credit cycles. We have no idea what's going to happen to these online lenders
That's right. To me,
when
that's the
it
biggest
changes.
question mark. That's the elephant in the room. It's a true unknown, and it's extremely dangerous. The credit cycle it's a fact of life. Credit expands, money's easy. The economy hits a bump, maybe a recession, maybe even just like a deceleration of growth, and the credit cycle will contract. Defaults go up, loan losses mount, and banks. You mentioned Dodd-Frank. Nowadays, especially, banks have so much capital, so much liquidity. More than likely, they're going to be okay to ride out those losses while the credit cycle does its thing before it turns back to a positive growth cycle. These online lenders have never dealt with that. So there's a couple of different scenarios I think could cause serious problems. On the peer-to-peer side, where do those investors in these loans go after they take some pretty big losses? If you are used to a savings account or a CD where your money's there, it's backed by the FDIC, you put it into this loan, with a 10% interest rate, and then suddenly that loan loses 50% of its principal balance because the person just stops paying. Do you ever come back? Does the market for investors just disappear overnight? It could. I mean, it might not. I don't know. We don't know, and that's the big point here is we don't know. Will some of these big mega banks be willing to continue funding online lenders if default rates triple or quadruple from what they were projected to be? We don't know. Could those lines of credit dry up? And if they do, what does OnDeck do? What does Lending Club do? How do they fund their loans at that point?
Right. And part of this is that the people that they're giving loans out to in Lending Club and On Deck potentially, is these people tend to be higher credit risks, right? So these are already the people who maybe they're choosing to go online because the traditional bank wouldn't work with them. Potentially. I'm sure there's plenty of other
Potentially.
people on the platform who are good credit risks, and I think you said your girlfriend was using Lending Club
Yeah.
to pay off her student loans, right?
Yeah, to great effect. Saved a bunch of money on interest, knocked it right on out. It was for her, it was a great match.
Right. So I'm sure there's plenty of people like that on the platforms, but I think proportionally you're going to have a lot more people who are higher credit risks than you would with banks.
Absolutely. I doubt very seriously there's many, excuse me, high net worth customers coming to Lending Club for a personal loan.
Yeah. So it's overall, it's a very, very complicated environment, and there's a lot of questions right now about the feasibility of the model, what's going to happen with regulation. And so I would personally have a really, really hard time investing in these stocks.
I'm right there with you. To me, the risk is just far too great at this point. And these companies have kind of shown us that they're not equipped today to manage the risk of what they're doing. And that's a shame too, because like I said, the market is huge. And when someone figures this out, it's going to be a game changer, I think. But that day is just not today.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe traditional banks will figure it out. That could totally be coming down the pipeline.
Absolutely. I think that's, in my view, that's probably the odds-on favorite to what happened. Wells Fargo is already doing it pretty effectively. It's already been on the credit card market. You can apply online seamlessly for years now. Quicken Loans has their new Rocket Mortgage product, which they're marketing like crazy, where you apply online, you go through the process really quick, really easy. That's the next generation of lending. So
Yeah. I got my credit limit increased the other day. I went on the Bank of America website and a button had appeared saying, "Would you like to raise your credit limit?" And I said, "Sure, I would love to." It,
automatic.
and it came through in 5 minutes that my limit had been raised by X amount. I don't think I should say how much on the air, right? That's like a
I don't blame you.
please hack me thing. I don't know. Anyway, so do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to say on this?
It's been an interesting couple of weeks, and I think it's only going to get more interesting as we move through the rest of this year. Lending Club and On Deck, they need to respond, and I'm not sure exactly what or how they're going to do it. So
Yeah, I
I can't
mean,
wait to find out.
Lending Club did fire their CEO, but is that enough? I don't think so. Like if you go online right now and type in London Club class action suit, they've got a ton that have popped up because of this whole mess. So I
That's
don't.
right.
It's
It's
gonna
probably going to
be
get uglier before it gets pretty.
an
So
interesting ride. Oh,
that's right.